Yo, yo, yo. All right, yeah. Sorry, there's just a little bit delay on my end with my Instagram. All right, cool. Let's do this. So, oops. Hey. So, if y'all can see me and hear me clearly, just type in money. All right, there we go. Let's talk about it. All right, thank y'all for joining me tonight on the live. We're going to talk about savings in high yield savings accounts. This is a live Q&A session. If you have any questions, I mean like any questions at all, this is the time, this is the session to put it in. Let's talk about, discuss it. And then also on the agenda, I have Friday surprise. If y'all been seeing and watching my stories, I have been working and cooking in the lab every day around like 4:30, 5 a.m. So I'm ready to drop some things for y'all that are really going to benefit you, that I've been listening to the crowd and making sure that you are getting everything that you need in order to thrive for 2024, because 2024 is going to be a money year. I'm being so serious right now. I want to help everybody get money. Everybody's going to make money. Everybody's going to not only make money, especially if you're working, you're going to hold on to that money. Then you're going to double that money. Then you're going to add that money and help somebody else make more money. Like, we're going to keep this thing as a great energy cycle. Money comes in, money goes out, but money comes in and some money will stay. So please remember that. All right. So just to give a little recap, when it comes to high yield savings accounts, they are a financial product, number one. So that means banks and institutions are going to send, basically give you interest. So instead of having like a credit card and you pay interest on the loan and you pay extra money to the bank, no, the bank is going to pay you extra money for parking your money with them. Now, it may not be a lot in the beginning, but the more money you have in that account, the more money the bank will pay you. That is not a scam. This is actually real. A lot of people, especially white cisgender people, use high yield savings accounts. They usually keep it as a secret, but I'm breaking that secret right open. I've been using them for years. I love high yield savings accounts. I like to know at the end of the month on the statement that I made money for letting my money sit in a financial institution. So we're going to use the rules of capitalism against themselves. So that's the recap of a high yield savings account. So does anybody have any questions so far on the definition and the terms of the high yield savings account? All right, we're going to keep going. So, the next thing when it comes to high yield savings accounts, you want to understand the APY, that is the interest rate that you'll be paid for the money that's sitting in the account that you put it into it. There's also the financial institution themselves. I will let you know majority of high yield savings accounts come from digital financial institutions, aka digital banks. And the most important thing, and the biggest tip that I have, if you didn't see my videos, the biggest tip when picking a high yield savings account, you want to be sure that you have great customer service and that the transactions are on point, meaning like they're efficient and quick like you need them. But that may be a caveat to some, aka like a negative trait. So when you put your money into a high yield savings account, act like you're never going to see that money again. Because in order for it to make money, it needs to sit in the bank and develop interest on it for that month. Every month that goes by, you get more interest on it. And then at the year, they'll give you a bank statement and they'll let you know how much money total that you made extra from just saving your money. So if you're in an emergency and you need money quick, don't put it in a high yield savings account. Only start with small amounts. This is why I say when I started out, I was broke as hell. I couldn't even rub two nickels together. I'm so serious right now. Like it was ridiculous. But what I did do is I just took $1 and I just made it into a weekly transaction, and then I just let it sit from there, and then I would just watch it. So, for example, when money comes out the next day, so for example, I would set the transaction to start on Friday. So technically, a transaction will start, but on Saturday, the transaction will be completed. So then this way, I know that end of Friday, they took out $1 and I was fine to keep going. Then, when 2 months went by, I increased that weekly amount to $2. And then I went to $5. So 5 times 4. So I started saving $20 a month. But even though it was only $20, I think I made like maybe 5 cents extra. But hey, that was free money. And I want to like let y'all know, like just because it's a nickel and maybe a dime when you're first starting out, but hey, you literally got money for doing nothing. That's crazy, right? There's things out there, like there's financial products that are out there that let you, that pay you money, aka interest on these things, and it doesn't have to be that you start with $1,000. I'd rather get a free nickel than no nickel, because if I save up 10 nickels, hey, I'm getting money out here. It adds up. So just please be mindful that when you're starting out, it will add up soon enough. So please make sure that you put money in that transaction and you set it out to weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. And the best thing about high yield savings accounts, you can set sub money goals within them that allow you to hit savings goals. So for example, you can save for, hey, I want to save for my gender affirming surgery. You can do that too, while simultaneously saving for your HRT supplies or for like trips to the surgeon. Or either way, just saving up money just to have an emergency net. You can create 3 sub accounts, like 3 to 4 sub accounts, and you can put like $1 in, especially if you're saving $5 a month. You can do $1 here, $1 there, $1 there. Either way, please make sure that you just start saving $1. That's all I ask. All I ask for you is open up a high yield savings account and watch the money come in. Because what did I say before? 2024, money's coming in. And what's going to happen when you get that money? We're going to use that money strategically and wisely. Any questions so far? Type in money if you understood that concept and them tips about the high yield savings account. Because, like I said, we are here to get money. So excited. I know I joined late, but where can I find a high yield account? Oh, so the best way to find a high yield savings account, go to nerdwallet.com. Or you can even go to Google and just type in top high yield savings accounts by NerdWallet. And then the 2023 list for NerdWallet will come up. If the 2024 list hasn't dropped yet, it's okay. And use the 2023 NerdWallet's high yield savings accounts list, and they will rate the top, I believe, the top 3 to 5 high yield savings accounts. Now, when you see that list, when it comes to, I wonder if I can share my screen. I'll probably do that next time. But when it comes to the high yield savings accounts on NerdWallet and when they rank them, there is one called Barclays. I use that personally and I recommend that all to my clients. So take the time to look at the interest rates. And when you see the API, the APY interest rate on that list on NerdWallet, the article, just be sure when you're looking at the ones with the highest API rate, check the customer reviews, not on the financial website, because when you go to the financial website itself, of course, everything's amazing, everything's great. No, type in the high yield savings account by the financial institution, customer reviews. Customer reviews will pop up, and then you'll start to see the real. So you'll start to see, oh, this customer service sucks. I didn't get they didn't give me my money when I asked for it. When they took out the transactions, there were problems. So you want to be aware of those, because when you go for the highest APY interest rates, you may sacrifice something else. Because remember, not everybody's great. But when you go for the ones that average out all the same and you see the customer service is high, go for those. And that's why I always recommend Barclays. I use Barclays personally. My clients use Barclays. I have friends who use Barclays that always say, I know I have a friend, they use SoFi, which is probably around 4.6 API rate right now. I haven't heard any problems from them because Barclays, the last time I checked, and this was last week, Barclays APY rate was definitely, oh, thank you for putting that in, Opulence. Love you. If you go to LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn as well. Opulence has dropped in the NerdWallet's interest rate, high yield savings account review. You'll get to see them. But back to the topic at hand, Barclays was around 4.35%. That's still good. And this is how you can watch the market. So when people say interest rates are going up, that usually means like interest rates for credit cards and stuff like that are going up, and then high yield savings account interest rates will go down. But when they say like interest rates are coming down, that means the interest rates for high yield savings accounts are going up. That's a little advanced strategy. I can touch on that later. But all I want you to do right now is one, just open up a high yield savings account. And to answer your question, Opulence, how you open one, when you go to that website, you're able to click on the bank link, and then you click on accounts, and it should come up different type of accounts. And then you can type in high yield savings accounts, and you'll start to see like, oh, open up the high yield savings account here. No, high yield, okay, so there's a question. If I open up a high yield savings with Barclays or SoFi, do I have to also open a checking account with them? No. The high yield savings account is a separate account for itself. So, for example, don't want to put all my business out there. I use a financial institution for my checking, and then, of course, I have savings. And then separately, I have my high yield savings account with Barclay. So, this way, that when it's time to make the transactions, you need a checking account to transfer that money from your checking to the high yield savings account. So it's going to be from a different institution. Now, there are some same institutions that will offer you a high yield savings account as well, but I wouldn't go with them because their APY interest rates are usually lower than the separate high yield savings account from a different financial institution. So the goal is to find a good banking institution. I know that's rare in a capitalistic society, like let's be real, but there are some out there that obey the laws because there are a lot of white cisgender people who move their money with them, and they make sure their money is on point. So when you usually want to follow the crowd, usually see where these wealthy white cisgender people. For example, that's why when it comes to investing, you'll always see Charles Schwab or Vanguard in a wealthy ass town. So let's just be mindful of that. So they're not going to do you wrong. They're always going to watch out for their money, but you are allowed to have a separate account. Would you recommend, okay, and I have another question. Would you recommend looking and switching savings accounts for high yield every year, or pick one and stay with it? Now, this can be tricky because when it comes to savings accounts with your regular checking account with a major financial institution, technically those savings accounts have interest rates that they're supposed to pay you money on, but those interest rates are so low that you see nothing. It's like getting half of a penny, to be honest. Like those saving APY rates are like 0.0015, right? Like you're getting nothing compared to one that's actually 4.35. What I like to do is diversify. So when I have, so we can do like account organization. I like to diversify. So I have my main checking account. I have a main savings account with the same financial institution. Then I have my high yield savings account. And then I have another high yield savings account. So these two have different interest rates, but they still have my money on them. I pick one and I stay with them. Now, in order to like avoid jumping around, you don't want to do that. You want to be sure that they usually are like within range or tolerance within one another. So for example, you can do SoFi and have like 4.60, right? And then you can do a Barclays with 4.35. Stick with one usually for like a year because mind you, the markets change. And so when the markets change, all financial institutions and banking change as well. So it's not like you can hop and like one. So for example, it's not like bank A stays at this rate constantly all the time and then bank B fluctuates. There's no such thing as a fixed API rate for high yield savings accounts within the market that's going on right now. They all fluctuate. So you just want to be able to stay with one that stays with the market. So that's what that phrase kind of means, staying with the market. So wherever the market delegates and like defines to say interest rates, oh, like the Federal Reserve, that's the term I was looking for. The Federal Reserve determines what the interest rates are for America, especially within this capitalistic society. So they determine to say interest rates fall within 4.5%. That gives financial institutions the choice of their own to be within a certain range. So that means if the Federal Reserve says they need to be around 4.5%, then that means they can fluctuate within range around that 4.5%. But you're never going to see one that goes to like 7% and another one that goes to 3%. So this is why I say like pick one or two. You're allowed to have as many as you want, but pick one or two, stick with them for like a year, and just keep your ear to the ground when the Federal Reserve say that interest rates are changing and going around. Now, I know that could be a lot of information, but just type in money or ask another question if you need more clarification. I am here for you. This is all for y'all. I want to make sure y'all have savings, all right? That y'all are making money on these savings accounts. Happy to help. Anybody else have any questions when it comes to high yield savings accounts or savings just in general? So remember, the next important step when it comes to high yield savings account is making sure you set up a transaction, aka meaning like a weekly or a bi-weekly or even a monthly transaction and automate it. So this means that you don't have to keep worrying that, okay, today's Friday, I gotta stop, type in, log in the bank info, take out the money, start the transaction, keep going. No, what you want to do, the best thing you can ever do is automate these transactions. Majority of high yield savings accounts have that feature within them. Well, they'll say, do you want to make this automatic transaction every first of the month, every first and 15th, every 2 weeks, every 1 week? Automate them and put them on the day of Friday. This way, you'll always ensure that when your payday is, or if you're an entrepreneur, just making sure you have money in the bank when that day comes because they usually take it out the next day. So just please make sure you automate it. It's going to make your life so much easier. And then you know what happens? You actually end up forgetting about them. Like you'll be like, oh snap, I got money in this account. And then before you know it, there's like $20, $50. And before you know it, there's like $100. And the thing is, you just want to make sure you're reaching that amount that you're starting out with. All right, y'all. Type in money if you understand that concept and you're having a great time because this is fun for me. I hope you're enjoying it because we're making money this year. I'm so excited. Like, this is what I love to do. I want to help y'all and make sure y'all are winning in this capitalistic society because there are ways to win. They just don't want to teach us, they just want to gatekeep us. And there is now the internet, and now on top of that, they will make financial language so convoluted on purpose. But this is why I'm here to break it down. And then on top of that, that's why I have my master's in finance specifically for y'all to decipher all of that convoluted language on purpose so you know exactly where you need to go, where you need to park your money, what strategies and methods you need to do. Okay? Yeah. All right. So, going on with savings, the most important thing I'll say after that is just remember save fast and pay off your debt slow. I'll get into that topic and theme in a probably in a week. But the best thing you can ever do is just have capital. You want to be able to have, when I say have capital, that also means like you want to be making sure you have cash, like liquid cash in the bank. Cash is king, okay? Anytime you pay for something in cash, if you think about it now, especially in restaurants, you'll always see that you will get a cheaper discount or a big discount on your restaurant bill because you paid it in cash versus paying in credit card. Because at the end of this day, the restaurants have to pay the credit card people a fee on every single transaction. That's why they upcharge you more paying for your food because they have to cover that cost that they're losing. But if you give them cash, they have the money straight away and they don't have to wait on a fee. They don't have to wait for credit. So this is why I say you always want to make sure you have cash on you. Cash is king. I know cash is crazy to have right now, especially in these technological times, but it will do you good. And then the best thing about cash is when you run out of cash, you know. But if you think about it, when you're swiping a plastic card, you don't know you run out or you overdraft until your bank has to call you or text you to say, hey, you don't have nothing left. And then you have to pay an overdraft fee for them telling you that you have nothing left. But if you use cash, you would have known right then and there that you got to stop spending. So that's another lesson that we'll get into. But I really want you to understand when you have capital, aka when you have cash on deck, life becomes a lot easier. Your stress levels relax because you know you have the money in the account to pay for those certain bills. Oh yeah, I'm telling everybody's business. I'm telling all these restaurants, all these financial institutions. Anytime somebody's gaming you and they scamming you, I want to tell you, especially when it comes to money, because I don't play those games. I got used, yeah, I used to be scammed all the time. Like I made six figures and I was in the deepest debt in my life, and I did not understand what was going on. It's like, how can I have so much money and be broke at the same damn time? And then that's when I learned there's rules to money. There's a whole game to money. And this is how businesses and entrepreneurs move. And it's just like, why is nobody telling us this information? And it's like, we need to know this information right now. So this is crazy. So this is why I try to tell you, I've been through it all. I've been to the point where I couldn't rub two nickels together. And it's been to the point where I had everything, and it's crazier. I was happier actually broke when I was learning what I needed to learn about money and finance compared to when I had all the money and I didn't know a damn thing. So this is why. So when paying in cash, you pay less than with credit. Absolutely. So for example, you ever seen like those oh, the question was, so when paying in cash, you pay less than with credit. Absolutely. For example, if you used to like go buy a car, right? if you finance it, aka like get a loan from a bank and an institution, they're gonna upcharge you on that car. But if you say like you can negotiate crazy with cash, but then if you go to like, yo, I want to buy this car straight cash for 5 to 10K less, and you have the cash, they will give you that car for 5 to 10K less. I guarantee it. Anytime you have cash, even go to a restaurant and be like, is there a fee for credit cards? They will tell you up front. Versus if I was to pay it in cash, is there a fee? They will tell you. They will accept that cash ASAP. Another question. Some credit cards have decent cashback rewards though. Yes, they do, but always remember when it comes to credit cards, first, credit cards ain't nothing but a loan that you have to pay back. Like credit cards are not your money, they're the financial institution's money. They're just loaning you out. So you always have to pay interest on them. The only time you can win at a credit card is when you get 0% interest. 0% interest meaning that you don't have to pay nothing when you buy a product or a service or anything you swipe your card for. It's zero interest for those 6 months. That's usually why it's like 6 months that you don't have to pay interest back when you pay it off. You're Gucci. That's the only time you can win. Other than that, you'll have your cash back rewards. But remember, you're still paying interest on whatever things you swipe for that credit card. And yes, they're being nice to give you the illusion that you're getting cash back. But like I said, unless you're doing the 0% interest for the ever 6 months and you're buying whatever you need within that fact and you can pay it back within that time frame, they will hate you forever. But they can't knock you because you follow the rules. And that's why I always say, like, don't worry. I got lessons on credit card. Like I know the whole game. I be scamming them on credit cards and increase my credit scores without using debt relief programs. So don't worry. Like I got you on that. But don't be fooled by the cash back rewards. They just want you swiping more because the more you spend, the more interest you have to pay back. Yes, they may throw you a bone here and there of like $20 maybe like 4% cash back, but at the end of the day, you're still giving them your money compared to like a high yield savings account where you can get money for actually parking your money with them. All right. One question. Okay, so I just set up my SoFi account, but I'm having trouble actually adding money to the account. Do you think it's because it might take 24 hours or something? Yes. It will take time for them to set up the account. Usually, what they do when you're setting up your high yield savings accounts, they will say they'll send you like two fake transactions and they'll want you to record those transactions first just to make sure the money is set into the account. So, what you should definitely do is as soon as they open up tomorrow, call them and let them know that you're having trouble setting up your account with them so you can deposit the money in there and they'll let you know exactly what's going on. But yes, do give them like 24 hours because remember, it's after 5 o'clock, nobody's there. The banks usually stop their transactions and then the next day they'll all load up. So just be mindful of that. Give it just a little bit of time. Okay, the initial APR feels like a bait and switch. Should I close the account after the introductory rate? So when it comes to credit cards and the APR, um, be careful. Now, it can be a little tricky, but you can do this right. Because, and don't worry, oh, perfect introduction. We're getting to credit cards. I got y'all on the whole curriculum with that too. But be mindful because if you keep opening up credit cards and closing them, that will hurt your credit score. If you have multiple cards out, that will hurt your credit score. Just let's say like your credit score is so sensitive, they have so many BS rules out there that they want to hurt you on purpose just so you stay in debt to them because the lower the credit score you have, the more interest they're able to charge you. Because at the end of the day, a credit score is just like a viability test to letting them know how liable they can to pay you back, like how viable you are to pay them back, not you, pay them back, right? So you want to be mindful of what you're opening and closing. So just, I would say for now, hold off on that. But when you are using the introductory rate, go crazy because you're able to not have interest, but make sure, I'm so serious. I'm so serious that you pay all that money back you spent before that introductory rate closes because you don't want to be caught with your hand in a jar and then you end up owing them all that interest rate. I gotcha. So, with that being said, I love all these. Awesome. I'm happy you make it. Okay, great. Now, with that being said, right, we're going to move on to Friday surprise. It's 7:30. I know it's alive. I don't want to hold y'all, but I'm so excited to share with y'all. So I've been cooking up in the lab, right? All these financial curriculums, all these financial programs, all these things. And I would love to introduce to you the Trans Capitalist first of the month newsletter. And within that newsletter is going to hit the 4 pillars of my mission statement: education, healing financial trauma, empowerment, and innovation. Within those, you'll get monthly financial tips, you'll get monthly affirmations, you'll get monthly steps of how to do things, and then also innovative techniques and methods of what I use because the old financial rules of the past do not work for us now. So I literally been cooking up how to take like this financial rule, that financial rule, combine them together, drop off one financial rule, use this to game the system to like loophole. So this first of the month newsletter is coming out. And when you sign up tomorrow, because it drops February 1st, because it's what? First of the month, right? When that drops, I'm putting in a coupon for a financial product in the future for the trans capitalists. And it's going to be a very generous coupon because Friday, I have the biggest surprise for y'all, and it's going to be crazy. I'm telling you. So the link will go up in my link tree. You'll be able to click and join the newsletter. As soon as you join the newsletter, email will come out. You'll get that coupon code and you'll get the first thing. And when Friday drops, you'll be able to, let's say, I don't want to give it all away, but when Friday drops, it's going to go crazy. I'm just letting y'all know this. All right. So if y'all heard that, hit money because in 2024, what we're going to do, what? Win money. And I got this. And just believe I'll be back on these lives doing this again because I had a great time. I hope y'all learned a lot. It's going to be amazing. Now, I want to release y'all back to y'all families. Thank you for taking the time to seize the opportunity for your financial education. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and always support me. This is my passion. This is my life's work. This is my mission. I want to free as many people as I can. There's no reason why these white cisgender males have all this money and we don't, when we can follow the same financial rules, because technically it applies to everybody and they have to follow them. And I'm here to release all the secrets, tell all the business, and give it to you. So you will get a notice when that Instagram newsletter first of the month drops. You'll get that coupon code and you'll see when you'll be able to apply it for Friday surprise because I gotcha all the time. All right. So peace out. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Y'all have a great night. And thank you once again for always supporting and listening to the Trans Capitalist. Thank you. Peace.